Never confuse the silence of God for God's inactivity. The fact that God is not speaking doesn't mean that God is not working. The silence of God doesn't mean that God has overlooked you. Listen, he may not be talking to you right now, but he's working on your circumstances. He may not even be talking to you, but he's talking to somebody who has to help you. And so you've got to understand that there is something that God is about to do for you. All the waiting that you are going through, all the delay that you think you are being delayed, it is heading towards a collision course with something called the fullness of the time. Hear me, my brother. Hear me, my sister. God is never too early and is never too late. He's right on time. So for 400 years, when Israel thought nothing was happening, something was happening in the plan of God. And so understand me this morning before I sit down, that God doesn't operate by happenstance. When God is in something, nothing just happens. Listen, some of us talk like this. You know, it happened that I met this man who connected me to so and so. Oh, it happened that I met this doctor who at long last was able to diagnose what was wrong with me. I happened to meet a loan officer who helped me in a way nobody has helped me to get a house that I never thought I could have. It happened. I happened. Hear me. With God, there's nothing called happening. There's everything called timing. It is deliberate. God is in there. It is called divine providence. Our God is a divine providence God. The word providence is a word that comes from the Latin, two words, pro and videre. Pro means before, videre means to see. That is why we get video. To see. So God is a God of providence. That is, he sees ahead of you and he makes a provision for you. I said God sees ahead of you and he makes a provision for you. He has provided so many things that you have no idea about. He has spoken to people and they have done things for you and you took it as a coincidence. But let me tell you, it is divine providence. When God told Abraham that go to one of the mountains that I will show you to offer your son Isaac, he was making a statement. It wasn't just a test of the faith of Abraham, but it was a statement to you and I that God is a God of providence, because everything that our God does is for a reason and for a purpose. And when Abraham started up Mount Moriah, God had already seen that he's going to have a need for a lamb and that he must not sacrifice Isaac. That was only a test. And so when Abraham started from one side of the mountain, God had placed the ram at another side of the mountain. And when Abraham attempted to slay that boy, the Bible says that God said, hold on, Abraham, for I know that you fear me. And the Bible says that God showed Abraham a ram that was tied by the horn in the thickest. That is divine providence. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. Rams don't walk in those terrains and their horns don't normally get caught like that. But for God to provide for Abraham, he had to tie. And every ram fights with the horn. And for it to be tied means that when God blesses you and gives you providence, he takes the fight out of the horns of the enemy. May the Lord bless you for you to understand that the blessings of the Lord, they make you rich and they add no sorrow to it. And so Abraham came into the realization, and the Bible says that Abraham called that place Jehovah Jireh, the Lord our provider. But the literal Hebrew says that the God who sees ahead and he brings a solution. Ladies and gentlemen, when your life is threatened by all kinds of things, understand that God has already seen. And like Hagar said, he called him Pierre Leroy, the God who sees. Hear me. For somebody, you think you are delayed. Let me tell you something. Your life is a movie. But there's a wrong director who wants to freeze frame your life. He wants to make your life a snapshot of one bad moment. And so because of that, you are sitting in that bad moment. The misery, the mistake, he locks you into it. And so he has placed the pause. And so instead of your life being a movie on the run, your life is like that. Betrayal. Divorce. What you went through. So that is all that you see. And that is all that you are sitting in. But ladies and gentlemen, I have come to press press the pause button. Out of the betrayal, out of the futility, out of the frustration, out of the setback. And I said, let the movie of your life play on, because there's more to the movie. We are going to the end of the movie and something is about to happen. It's called the fullness of the time. When you think the devil is winning, let me tell you something. No, there's more to the episode, to this movie, and that is his son. When the fullness of this time was come, God sent his son. Ladies and gentlemen, God sent his son. And that son came at the right time to deliver you. Your back may be to the wall. You may look down at your life and nothing is happening. But the son